So you'll be talking in a panel shortly about making the right technology investment for your needs. Why is that especially relevant now?
Sure. Markets have been changing dramatically over the last few years, and especially over the last 6 months, you've seen dramatic new product offerings from exchanges. Costs for clients have been going up, and also clients are increasingly desirous of flexibility to be able to implement new investment strategies at a much quicker pace than they used to. In this environment, when you have a need for a faster pace of change and also you're cost conscious, you need to be very careful about the technology decisions you're making, hence the relevance for the panel now.
So what would you say then the key drivers are behind getting the technology right, where the division is between cost and efficiency?
Sure. It's interesting that, the first thing a client needs to do is to not underestimate the needs they will have. Often clients think, well, look, all I need is X. Y is never going to be there. And sure enough, a year or 2 years from now, you have Y required and they find the infrastructure is not ready. So clearly thinking ahead, thinking how things could change, keeping that in mind is important. The other thing about the cost side, it's actually a win-win situation opportunity right now because of rise of what we call the cloud. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of the cloud. Cloud gives essentially once in a decade opportunity for firms to be able to improve the technology infrastructure while managing their costs as well. So, those are the two primary drivers which our client would keep in mind to take advantage of the cloud and also understand what they could be doing today, tomorrow, and day after.
So obviously I'm guessing as a technology provider, high frequency trading is something that's of interest to you. To what degree are you involved in that?
Sure, I mean high frequency is a pretty important business for us. However, what's interesting when you mention high frequencies today is also how the clients which were not that latency sensitive are starting to become very latency sensitive because substantial research has come out which has shown that reduction in latency improves performance. So you're seeing these sophisticated investors, asset management firms, are moving towards closer to the realm of high frequency firms where they are implementing latency sensitive infrastructures.
Do you think though that maybe there's an element of not wanting to be the last man standing and actually there's a bit of overkill in that sense and they're taking it more seriously than they perhaps should?
I think not so, and I'll tell you why. Let's take a simple case in it, where you have, let's say, 3 traders. 2 traders get information right away, and 1 trader gets information, let's say, 30 seconds later. Now, clearly, the trader number 3 is going to be at a disadvantage, and his or her performance is going to show it. So in this case, it's more sort of keeping up with the Joneses, where if the majority of the market or a segment of the market is taking advantage of latency, lower latency, you need to keep up, otherwise your performance is going to suffer.
So, but on that note, the FSA was saying yesterday that they think a lot of the buy side actually support the idea of end of day or delayed disclosure, which to some degree would actually cut out that problem of a 30-second delay for Jones number 3.
Sure.
So where do you stand on that?
I think, this is a situation where you have rapid innovation, and clearly people who are either disenfranchised by innovation or are not able to keep up with it are going to try to claim a problem when there isn't one. You remember, just to when Elvis Presley came out with rock and roll, people started crying uncle, or when internet started to come out, there were several examples of people crying uncle again. The point is, markets are changing, they're getting faster, they want to continue to get faster. By putting bureaucratic hurdles is not going to solve the problem. What's going to happen is if you do that, liquidity is going to run away to other destinations, so you're going to make your own market uncompetitive. I don't think we desire that, we need that.
That's a fair point. It's a very interesting viewpoint, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say in the panel shortly.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Sure.